Hello and welcome to lesson 19 of OpenXava. In the last lesson, you looked at how to validate using @entity validator. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to execute this same validation, but with much less effort. We're going to try another, maybe even simpler, way to do this validation. What we'll do is that we'll transfer the validation logic from the validator class into the order entity itself. In this case, we will use @prepersist and @preupdate method. First, what we'll do is that we'll remove the delivered to be invoice validator class from your project. And then as well, we'll remove the @entity validation annotation from your order entity. And you will see that just now. So first, we're gonna go to invoicing, SRC, and we're gonna go to the com.yourcompany.invoicing.validators, and we're gonna delete the delivered to be in invoice validator. We're gonna click on delete. Okay. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna eliminate as well all of the entity validator logic. So we eliminate it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add the validation again. But now it's going to be inside the order class itself. We're going to add the validate method in your order class, just as we're going to see right now. So now we go to the order and the button, and we're going to add the following code. Before saving an order, this validation will be executed. If it fails, a validation exception is thrown. This exception is from the Beam validation framework, so OpenXava knows that it is a validation exception. This way, with only one method within your entity, you have the validation totally done. Only one @prepersist method and one @preupdate method by entity are allowed. So before executing the above code, you have to comment the @prepersist and @preupdate annotation in recalculate delivery days, just as you're gonna see right now. So what you have to do is here in the recalculate delivery days method, you have to comment the both annotation. You save, and as easy as that. Don't worry, we'll uncomment these annotations later. Although GPA only allows one @prepersist and @preupdate method, you always can create a unique callback method and call all other methods from it. But not needed for our case, because we're not going to keep this validation style as effective. Now we're gonna try the application and see if orders not delivered to an invoice and the validation errors are executed. So we run our application, and here we go to invoices, and here we're going to choose one invoice that has no orders, for example this one, and we're going to try out the validation as how we did it with the entity validator, and it should work out the same. So for example, we see that this one is delivered and this one isn't, so we're gonna try to add both to the invoice. And as you see, the errors for the one that is not delivered appear as well as in the other as entity validator, and the one that was delivered is added. So we can say that this is working as well as the other validation. Another alternative to do your validation is to put the validation logic inside the setter method. That's a simple approach. First, we're going to put back again the add pre-persist and add pre-update annotations in recalculate delivery days, and we're also going to remove the validate method from the order entity, just as you'll see right now. So what we'll do first is we're gonna uncomment these two annotations in recalculate delivery days, and we're gonna as well remove the whole validate method. We save, and just as easy as that. So the next thing we have to do is to add the set invoice setter method to order, just as you'll see now. This works exactly the same as the two other options. This is like the add pre-persist and add pre-update alternative, only that it does not depend on GPA. It's just a basic Java implementation. So now we're going to try out our application. So first we're going to click the run button, and here we're going to go to orders. In the menu you click on orders, and here we're going to try to add an invoice to an order that is not delivered. Therefore the validation should be executed. So we're going to try this out. So we click on edit, we click on invoice, there's no invoice, so we're going to click on like search an invoice, and we're going to search, for example, this one. Okay, we're going to choose, and then we're going to try scroll down and save, and as you see it says that order must be delivered in order to be added to an invoice. Therefore the validation is correctly done and it is taking place. As the last option, we're going to do the shortest one. The validation logic is put into Boolean method annotated with the assert true being validation annotation. To implement the alternative, first you have to remove the set invoice method, just as you're gonna see right now. So here at the bottom of order, you're gonna delete this method, and now we're gonna add the code for is delivered to be in invoice method to implement the validation again, and we have to add it at the bottom of order, and we're gonna add it just now. In previous forms of validation, our error message was constructed using two arguments, year and number, which in our i18n file are represented by 0 and 1, respectively. For the validation case with assert true, we cannot pass these two arguments to construct our error message, But we can declare properties and qualified properties of the validation bean in the definition of the message. For that, change in invoicing dash messages underscore and dot properties the following. So to do this, we have to open invoicing, we have to open I18N, and we have to open invoicing dash messages underscore and dot properties. Double click, and here we have to change 01 for year and number. So here we save and done. Note as we change 0 and 1 by year and number, OpenXava will fill year and number with values of year and number that has the order being updated and does not fulfill the condition of validation. This is the simplest way to validate, because the method with the validation only has to be annotated. The bean validation is responsible for calling this method when saving takes its place, and throws the corresponding validation exception if the validation does not succeed. So let's try this validation out. So first we're gonna click on run so we can run the application, and then here we go to the menu, we click on orders as the last time, and we're going to try and edit an order that is not delivered and add an invoice, and it will give the validation error. So we click on invoice, it has no invoice, we choose one and we'll click choose, and then we click save, and as you see the validation is executed as well as in the last one, but with much less effort, which is great. In this lesson, you have learned several ways to do validation in an OpenXava application. In the next lesson, you're going to learn how to validate on remove, and with that, you will have explored all of the types of validations. See you in the next section. Bye.